And I sat out on the Emirates Towers metro station. I just looked around and I fell in love. I know it will sound dumb, but before I thought Dubai is in India.
Why do you call yourself a bedroom guy? Last time also then I met you.
I don't let too many people into my area. I don't trust that easily. Yeah, I was doing everything in my life. I mean, when you want to buy something, you will buy it anyways. Nobody needs to push you too much.
So that is the impression that you always had on sales guys, that sales guys will always tell you what you want to hear.
I was sweating, stressing like crazy. We need to be the knowledge book of everything. Like in my life, money is probably like number 3, number 4. If you don't like what you're doing, million, 5 millions or even 50 millions will not change anything. You will be unsatisfied with your life.
Current scenario is not acceptable, of course, but countries, they go bankrupt while fighting a war.
We are updating people daily about the situation. I will be the last leaving this city. Whatever is happening here, I will be on the last ship. So I never went to any college. I plan to live the life of music producer. And I made around, 30,000-40,000 dirham that night. It happened by total mistake. I'm not a mistake, coincidence. In my opinion, 100 views from the podcast is much more important than 10,000 views from some Insta story. Yeah? People who want to listen to you for 1 hour, thank you guys. Is people are searching for discounts, yes, of course, because it depends what's in your pocket.
You have to say just one.
I'm sorry.
What do you prefer?
It was my first podcast in English. I
Yeah?
appreciate it.
Welcome to Humans of Real Estate. This is actually our very first episode, and I'm genuinely excited to begin this journey. I started this podcast because in Dubai, somehow every conversation ends up coming back to real estate. Everyone is buying, selling, investing, or moving. But we rarely talk about the people behind those deals, the brokers, investors, builders, operators, and the people who are actually shaping this market. And that is what this podcast is about, honest conversations with the people behind the industry. For our very first episode, I couldn't think of a better guest. He's the co-founder of Two Continents Real Estate, someone who has built a strong bridge between European investors and the Dubai market. With an interesting background in music, before transitioning into real estate, he went on to become one of the well-known real estate company in Dubai. Hubert, welcome to the podcast. I'm really happy to have you here, brother. Before we get on to business, the market, and everything you've built, I want to start with the person behind it all. So, welcome to the Humans of Real Estate, Hubert.
Welcome.
Such a pleasure to have you here today as my first guest.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Amazing. Slept 8 hours, so, never before in the last 2 weeks. So I'm super happy. Yeah,
Fantastic.
glad to be here.
Very, very glad to join you on this one. To begin, first things first, let's start from the beginning. How did your story start? And when did you think so that Dubai is going to be your home and just not a stop for you?
A long story, but I will keep it short. 2013, I came to Dubai. I was composing, producing music and traveling the world and around Poland. I'm Polish. And I had a show in Seychelles Islands, in Mahe. I don't remember the club name anyways. I had a stopover in Dubai for like 7-8 hours. Back that time, you still had to do the visa for like 300 dirhams. I did it. And I sat out on the Emirates Towers metro station. I just looked around and I fell in love. I remember some people took photos of me. I asked someone for help. They helped me within 1 minute. I asked for a phone because I wanted to call my mother. Another guy helped me also urgently. And the people changed my view of this city because I know it will sound dumb, but before I thought Dubai is in India. Yeah, I was totally focused on making music, not geography. But yeah, then I fell in love. I kept meeting amazing people in Dubai. Yeah, that's how it started. But it's almost 13 years right now. Yeah, long journey.
Fabulous.
Long journey.
So you actually thought Dubai is a part of India?
Yes, when I lived with my parents on the last floor of the building. My father just screamed to me, "Hubert, Emirates is coming back to Poland. There are cheap flights. Maybe you're gonna get one to Seychelles." Okay, I bought it. Then I found a club who paid for my trip, so I played as a DJ there. But I had no idea. I was totally focused on making music because it took me like 10 years of my life to composing, producing music, selling ownership rights, and traveling the world. But yeah, back that time I had no idea, no single idea. There were almost no Polish people here in Dubai. So yeah, I was one of the first that came and started speaking about it widely on the internet. And yeah, I just kept doing it. Before I opened the business in Dubai, I was 23 times as a tourist. Yeah, I was just living here composing music. But the biggest impact on me in Dubai had people that I met. Yeah, all these guys who made my life easy. I remember making like 2,000 dirham maximum monthly and crying, how can I live in this Princess Tower or whatever? How to afford it? It's impossible. And all the money I was making, I was just spending on traveling to Dubai and around the world. But Dubai was always the priority because of this safety, calmness, and what we really appreciate in this city. So yeah.
So that was 13 years ago.
Exactly.
So you're 32 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you were 19 back then.
Exactly.
So you were making music, you were selling,
Yeah.
you were selling commercial rights, copyrights, you were doing shows across the world.
Yes.
And then you stumbled upon Dubai like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I was doing everything in my life. I mean, even right now, you know me a little better. I do real estate, but I do tourism, I do maintenances, etc. Everything we manage in our company. So back in my life, I was I was buying old iPhones, repairing them, selling as a repaired one. I was buying clothes from China. I was transporting cars for my brother because my brother sells the cars. I was doing a lot. I was managing the social media. I had pretty big fan page for India about electronic dance music, around 32 million views monthly from this nation. A lot of stuff I built in the past. And I was also organizing events for the 16 plus kids who wanted to go to the clubs. There were like a part of my life. So for like 4 years I organized events. So I know how to manage the crowd, etc., how to do the speeches.
Seems like some connection with India.
Yeah, a little. When I was 16, I started managing the team of like 5 guys from India.
Okay.
Even one of them
In
lives in
Poland?
Dubai. Yeah, I was living in Poland, but they were living in India and US. Yeah. But we had a team.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy life. But I always do something. I mean, 7 days work, hustling.
So when you make music, is that a different venture altogether? It's a different company altogether, which is not a part of your present company?
Yeah, I mean, music I was just doing basically alone or with Thomas, who is our manager of the yacht right now. He's like my friend from the childhood. We were making music together for years, and right now he's working with us in Dubai. He's a manager of the yacht and also the new boat. But yeah, we've been just doing it together, selling the ownership rights. So you can buy the song, and then it's actually bad thing about music industry. You can buy the song and act like you made it. Yes, so there is a lot of fake so-called artists.
Okay.
They pretend they made the song, but actually they just did the transfer for bedroom guy like me, and I made the song. And then on the concert they are just acting like they are the creators. So yeah, that's how it works in the industry. It's called ghost producing. Yeah.
Ghost producing.
Yeah. So people who produce are the ghosts because you never know who made it.
Why do you call yourself a bedroom guy? Last time also then I met you, you called yourself as a bedroom guy.
I know. No, as you know, all these Shoba events that you organized, I attended maybe 2 of them.
Yes.
I don't like crowds. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know. I'm introvert. I'm closed person, so I don't have too many friends. I don't let too many people into my area. I don't trust that easily. I have one funny story, but I will tell you in a second. And yeah, I mean, I prefer working alone. If you would be sitting non-stop next to me in my room, I couldn't focus so much. Yeah, I like putting a hoodie on, taking some Cola Zero, and working on the stuff that I planned for today. And most of my life I spent alone. I was traveling the world alone. Just to have some interaction with people, I did sleep in the hostels, so to have some interaction with people, or I rented Airbnbs from random owners. But overall, I'm really like alone guy in this life, but I feel perfect. And funny story about the trust, Sergio. Later maybe we will speak something about him. Sure. But Sergio, number one sales person in Shoba, my favorite guy. And I told him, after a few months of knowing each other, Sergio, in the beginning when I got to know you, I didn't trust you too much because, every salesperson will tell you everything you want to hear. And, I had this distance to you, but you proved me. You are trustworthy. You are a hardworking guy. I can always count on you. So I'm sorry I was thinking like this for the first few months. And thank you for proving me. So, yes.
So that is the impression that you always had on sales guys, that sales guys will always tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, and you can feel it sometimes when someone is pushing too much. Yes, Sergio is not pushing, but most of the people are pushing too much. When you want to buy something, you will buy it anyways. Nobody needs to push you too much. It was my beginning in real estate. Sergio was the first person that I met. Before, I was just doing tourism and I didn't know how it is. I learned from this story, and I'm thankful Sergio is there.
Sergio is number one salesperson at Shoba. And
Amazing.
For so many years continuously, he's a marvelous guy.
Amazing.
So, 2 continents.
Yes.
Very interesting name. How did it start? What's the story behind the name?
You don't know the story, so it will be also nice for you to hear.
Please.
The 2017, it was the first big rise of Ethereum cryptocurrency. That's when I made some more money. So I had finally enough funds to bring my parents to Dubai, because I was traveling non-stop around the world, but I never could bring my parents. So I made, 40,000 dirham in a few days, and it was the biggest money that I made back that time. I invited them, and I took apartment from Andrei and Christina. I rented the 67th floor, the last floor in Tiger Tower in Marina. It was the most luxury thing for me back that time. And they had horrible photos. And back in time when I was doing music, I was also making some money doing videos and photos for restaurants, private people, etc. And I just took photos of the apartments and I sent him, Yala, Andrei, whoever you are, use it to make more money because your photos are horrible and you will just make more money. I do a lot of non-business stuff. I just want to help people. And that was one of these things. And he was like shocked, like, how come you just want to help me? Okay, let's meet. He invited me to his office, which was the size of this table at the most. And yeah, that's how I met Andrei, my business partner right now. Back in time, he was managing, I don't know how many apartments, but let's say 10 or 20, I don't remember. And he gave me, he opened the door for me. Yeah? He saw potential in me because I was doing a lot of this social media. And I was traveling the world, and he saw a lot of comments from people that everyone wants to travel with me. So he offered Hubert, let's bring these people to the Dubai. I will give you discount for the apartment and let's try. He invited me for the wedding, Romanian wedding in Greece. Nobody speaks English and I'm introvert. So imagine me, 100 Romanians, nobody speaks English. I was sweating, stressing like crazy. It was totally out of my comfort zone. But that's how we met. And I brought the marketing value and sales value to the company. Then a ton of Polish people, and here we are, 7 years, 8 years later.
So Andrei had a company for real estate before you met him, and he was a person who had helped you to get your first apartment in Dubai in Tiger. And
yes.
That's how you partnered with him.
First, he had the holiday homes. He had one of the first holiday homes licenses in Dubai because it was invented in 2015 in Dubai. Yeah, so he was one of the first companies. So just holidays, home management, etc., small maintenances works. Then around 2020, he also invested in the first apartment. Then he was also the guy pushing me to buy my first apartment. I bought it in Torch Tower, also in Marina. But yeah, this guy believed in me from the beginning, and he gave me fuel to work. I'm workaholic. I don't have family. I have my mother, father, brother, but they live in Poland. But overall, to be honest, this company is my baby. So I just needed some trust in the beginning, and then I just
That's how you started off.
yeah.
So in Dubai, you never know where your next client is going to come. It's a very vast variety of nationalities, different backgrounds that people are speaking to the team members as well as you and your partners. So how do you navigate yourself and how do you train your team? So there are different areas, there are different geographies within the city. There are off-plan, there are secondary markets, there are, let us say, home rentals, short-term rentals. So how do you train your teams, train yourself, train your partners in order to navigate these kinds of different challenges these different nationalities might be posing?
The answer could be very long, but let's try to keep it shorter. So, for example, the most important rule in our company, you need to answer in maximum 5 minutes. If you're not answering 5 minutes, this guy will probably message another company and buy whatever he's buying. He will buy it from them. So, this is top priority. Second thing that I always repeat, we need to be the knowledge book of everything regarding the topic that you are focused on. If you are focusing on, because you represent Shoba, you need to know everything about Shoba. We represent 2 continents, we need to know everything about this company, and we need to know, if we work in tourism, we need to know what are the best restaurants, what are the best discounts where you can get, where are the ladies' nights on Wednesday, and what you can do on Friday, where to get the best souvenirs. Because, for example, right now, if we focus mainly on the Polish and Romanian market. And in Polish, for example, if you type in Google what to do on Friday in Dubai, one of the top 3 results will be our page. And these people will buy these 5 magnets from Gold Souk because they trusted our article. And if they are satisfied with these magnets, then they will come to buy the tour. If they are satisfied with the tour, they will buy the apartment. That's how it worked. So the priority is to be up to date with all the informations, keep answering fast. And money is not the priority. In my life, money is probably number 3, number 4. But first, it's about passion. If you don't like what you're doing, 1,000,000, 5 million, or even 50 millions will not change anything. You will be unsatisfied with your life. So just to understand that if you want to be, for example, a real estate agent, after 3 months or 6 months, you feel it's not for you, just do something else. Life is not about making money and being dissatisfied. So definitely some of these rules help me a lot and the teams, and I think I know how to delegate the work for other people. I'm not the alpha and omega in this world. I don't know everything. And I love to surround my people who are more clever than me, who have a lot of knowledge regarding different topics, who know the technology much better. And I'm totally fine for them to decide in my name. Yeah, if designer tells me the artwork should work like this, yalla, you know this, not me. If you say it will work better, let's do like this, yes? So...
Very important. You need to have trust. You need to have delegation in your company.
Yeah.
So when somebody is looking at 2 continents, Hubert, today, they look at a very strong brand. So how many people are working in your team today, and how do you ensure that the kind of trust that you've built amongst the very first few employees, very few first customers, that trust is still there in everyone else around?
It's around 150, 180 people. It depends on the season because of the tourism and etc. Real estate is small team. It's just a few people, but overall company with the maintenance, tourism, etc. 150, 180. About the trust, I built this Polish part of the company on my friends. They are my friends from the childhood, girlfriends of my friends or boyfriends of my female friends, etc. We built company on the trust. Even the guy on the left, Miko, who is recording us right now, is a friend of the IT guys who built this very strong system for us, who let us sell a lot in a very easy way. So I built the company on the trust to people. Or Kasia, the manager of our real estate, she was born 3 streets from me. My brother went to school with her. She was working in the huge company producing airplanes, and I know she was a manager of big teams. So I had this trust. So I think it helped a lot. You can always hear you never employ your family or friends, but it depends. If they're not friends, like party people and like totally going crazy every weekend, maybe you should consider trusting them. And that's what I did. Also from Andrei part, there is a lot of friends, and I think that was the biggest advantage of building our business, because we just built it on trust of our friends. And yeah, when we hear someone from our company, it never almost happens, but let's say it happened 2-3 times. You see someone pushing too much a client because they want to sell something. This is not the way. Like, it's not our kind of thing. Yeah, like slowly. We are not in rush anywhere. Even right now, when the situation is as it is, I'm still calming guys down. Like, look what we made in the last 2 years. Are we in rush somewhere? Even if we need to wait 3 more months or 6 more months, yeah. Slow down. Let's focus. Yeah, let's do podcasts. Let's do meetings. Let's do presentations, etc. We are not in rush.
Very interesting. So you are giving your team a little bit of leeway. You're giving them a little bit of idea as to what is to be done. Make use of this time. Go back to drawing board. And things like that.
Exactly. We are not in rush. I mean, when Dubai is working on a normal basis, it's super fast city. Everything is happening so fast. Yeah, you come here when you are 20, and after 1 year you are 30. Everything is happening so fast. So right now we are slowing down a little. Yes. I'm trying to comfort the team right now.
So Hubert, tell me, you just did not stop at brokerage. And you kept on building a lot of businesses around it, more and more aligned businesses around. So was that a part of your plan, or it happened by chance?
It happened by total mistake. I'm not a mistake, coincidence. Because let's start from the beginning. Renting rooms, renting apartments, then table breaks down, someone needs to repair it, you need some maintenance guys. Then you will not manage with your hands to do everything. You need some cleaning team. After you have like 20 apartments, you need bigger team to manage everything. Right now, in the peak season in January, February, we were organizing tours for Safari City Tour, Burj Khalifa, etc. for like 1,000, 1,200 people every day. You need a lot of people to manage it properly. Because we try to deliver very high quality. We work on a low margin in tourism, but to provide the quality, because right now we are building the image of the company. In 5 years you can make money. Now you build the trust, you build the image, because when it's built, then when the system is automated, in 5 years you don't need to do anything, and people will come like this. So that was like the strategy kind of, but right now the real estate started because we were like, okay, we made a lot of money in tourism, holiday homes. We've got the knowledge, we've got the trust, we did our own mistakes. So now I think it's time to invite the investors, yeah, because we can finally feel like we are experienced enough to suggest people, yeah. Sometimes I don't feel comfortable when someone is asking me for opinion about something that I don't know. I prefer telling them I have no idea instead of acting like I know everything. Yeah. So also, like, before we started selling real estate and we announced it to the public, it took like 4 months to get the knowledge, etc. And then we announced. I know some people do it differently, but this is not my way. Like, slowly. As always, we are never in rush.
Hubert, nobody in your family is a business person. You come from a family of business people?
No. My father is a car mechanic. My mother always took care of the house, and my brother is the most business person, because we always sold fireworks together. He sells cars. He travels between Poland and Greece. He's selling cars here and there. We also bought a lot of clothes in China back in time when we were younger and we were selling together. So he was also like always like my mentor, showing me the ways, to repair the iPhones and keep selling them 100 dirham more expensive. He was like my, older brother. He's always
Yes.
showing you the way. So yeah, he is more like business person, but like self-made, not like huge business.
Sure.
But we were always down to earth. I always thank my parents for doing this for me. They never pushed me to go to school. I graduated this high school, whatever. I never went to any college. But if I wanted to take off day off because I wanted to focus on making music, my mama was always like, okay, but just tell me if you want to take off and it will be all right. Even if I wanted to get drunk for the first time in my life, my mama said, okay, do it, but let me know when so I can control it. And they never made a push on me to have a baby, to get a wife, etc. No pushing, like do what you want. And they trusted me. And when I was 15, 16 years old, I was already organizing the events. And I worked at night. Yeah, I mean, the clubs in Europe, they are not always surrounded by the nicest people in this society. Also, the bad big guys, and I was between them. And my mother was always stressed, and father also, but they trusted me. Yeah? Being 16 years old guy, bringing like 5,000 dirham every weekend home, they were also proud. So I thank you to my parents. If there are any parents listening right now and you have a baby, just trust them. If they are trustworthy, trust them, they will do properly. And I need to tell you one story because I'm
Please.
proud of it. My 18th birthday party, like the most important party for every teenager in Poland and probably around the world. My parents never gave me any money in my life, only just for the food, etc. But they gave me 3,000 or 4,000 dirham for this birthday, and I rented the club for this money. I invited 200 or 300 friends for free, but also other people could come and pay. And we had like a monopoly in Warsaw, that's where I come from, with few guys organizing these events. And I said, guys, please don't organize any event on this night. Leave it on me. I want all the people from Warsaw to come for my party. So over like 900, 1,000 people came. And I made around, I don't know, 30, 40,000 dirham that night from my 18th birthday party. 1 week later, I bought land in some village 30 kilometers from my house. And 8 years later, I built the house from this money I was collecting through all these years. And 2 years ago, I sold the house, and that's how I had my part to buy the first apartment in Dubai and buy the yacht that we own right now.
Amazing.
So, yes.
Amazing. That one party of your 18-year-old
Yeah.
is, you turned that into your business.
Exactly.
Very, very inspiring.
Thank you.
So, Hubert, you spoke about trust. Of course, in real estate, good relationships can make or break anything.
Yeah.
So, in your view, how would you rate or how would you ensure that long-term trust is there with your partners, with your business, with your developers?
I agree. Trust is the most important right now, because even you have the investor who bought apartment for 20 million. If he loses the trust, he will never suggest you to any of the friends, and maybe he will try to cancel the unit or something like this. So trust is the most important, and we build the trust by non-stop feeling the promises. If I think it's top priority, that's the biggest advantage of Shoba. During all the presentations, their clients like, okay, but how do you know they will not get late with the project? How do you know they will deliver? And I'm like, they always deliver. They were never late. So why would I consider? So yes, this helps a lot building the trust, being up to date. Even right now, we are updating people daily about the situation, and it helps everyone to calm down, even because if you stop posting online, and let's say, for example, in my case, I have like probably around 25,000 views on each Instagram story every day. It means there is around 25,000 people interested in what I want to say. So if I stop doing it for a week, they might keep losing the trust slowly. So keeping up people up to date, even if the truth is not the nicest truth they would like to hear, is to say it, because that's what always annoyed me when we were building the team and we had some communication mistakes. Someone did some mistake and they were afraid to admit they did this mistake. Just tell us so we can help you to repair it. Even if developer is late with a project, it's okay, it happens to everyone, but to update the clients. If clients find out from media that there is a delay, it's the worst thing that can happen. Same as when you are a videographer, you are doing the video for someone. If you are not answering to messages, this is the worst thing. Just always tell the truth, always keep people up to date, and it will rise your business. And filling the promises is the most important, even when it comes to small details. For example, sometimes I do the contest, I'm giving out away 300 yacht tours for random people. It's important to always give these tours on time. If you are sending magnets from some contest to some random people around the world, it's important to show the proof that you pack these magnets, you sell these magnets to deliver. So yeah, trust is number one. Without it, you are nowhere, I think.
Absolutely.
And one more sentence. To build the trust, you are building it for 15 years. But to lose it, it's one moment, no? So it's important.
Very, very interesting, Hubert. At such a young age, you've got these kinds of values within yourself and you're transmitting these values in your team members, in your business. Very, very inspiring.
Thank you. I'm trying. Staying down to earth.
So, Hubert, we spoke about several businesses under the same banner of two continents. For the audience, can you please list all the businesses which is there? Of course, real estate is there. What else is there?
So real estate, maintenances, we do full-scale renovations of apartments. We do like home staging of the apartments. This like included in one. We do apartments management, apartments cleaning. We also do produce perfumes and sell them, and we do have tourism, like all these city tours, Burj Khalifa tickets, etc. Whatever you want. So like 6 businesses all in one, but we just started from holiday homes and then it just kept rising. And yeah, like I'm surprised. You know, I never wanted to have a company. Building this home in this village, I built the home in the forest. My nearest neighbor was 1 kilometer away from me. So imagine total forest. I built the music studio because I plan to live the life of music producer. And I didn't even make one song in the studio because Dubai started and everything changed in my life. So I'm also learning, you know, running a company, building the trust, building the relations. I was always good in storytelling, in describing what I have deep inside. It's because of my father. I saw letters like this long from my father to my mother when he was in the army, you know, in like 80s or something like this. Love letters, and he was always so deep. I'm the same. Greetings for my father.
Is he here in Dubai with you?
No. They are in Poland.
Back in Warsaw.
Yeah.
So you're coming from Poland, and there is a different image of Dubai being shown around. Like when you started a couple of years ago, you never knew that Dubai is a separate country altogether.
Exactly.
So until a couple of decades ago, Dubai was also very regional in nature. Now it has become very global.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Do you think so that people back in Poland or nearby neighboring countries have that approach towards Dubai? Do they still consider Dubai to be a very regional place, or they consider Dubai has now arrived at a global stage now?
Definitely global stage. There are still millions of stereotypes about Dubai. You also know it, but we are fighting with it because most of stereotypes being around about Dubai are created by the people who never visited actually this city, this country. And Dubai is global right now, but still people think it's so unreachable. It's like so expensive. Nobody can manage to live here. And I was always the budget guy. I was always showing the cheapest ways to get to Dubai, even for the students. to buy the tickets for 500 dirhams, to live in a hostel, but to admit to travel, because it opens your mind. If you visited 3 countries in your life, you have very little knowledge about how the world looks like. And I always pushed people to travel, even if in the cheapest possible way. So yeah, definitely I always mention on the presentations that we do when I speak with the clients right now, Dubai is in one of these top 20 cities in the world, of course pretending to be number one, but we just started lately, it's pretty young city, pretty young country. We cannot expect they will be number one after 60, 50 years. But in my opinion, we created number one. All these people who started Dubai from 60s, 70s are people who created number one place to live in terms of safety, cleanness, like just comfort regarding daily living. I know some people might not like the concrete jungle, because it's not like in Bali, of course, but in my opinion, still the most important is like this daily safety, cleanness, that your wife wants to go 3 a.m. for a walk with the baby, no problem, go. And imagine doing the same in one of these popular European cities. It's impossible. And yeah, definitely. Dubai is global right now.
Fantastic. So, Hubert, when you speak to investors outside of the UAE, what is the biggest thing that you consider that they misunderstand about UAE?
For example, if Sheikh tomorrow decides to take my apartment, he can do that? Of course not. Like, it's not his belonging. Because people still think that apartments in Dubai are only leasehold. And of course, there is some leasehold, but we are not selling it. Nobody is interested in it. Regarding the investors are interested in the freehold, where they own the property. So this is one of the things. That's probably the most important stuff. And I'm telling them, I can never give you warranty and something will not happen. But what? In Poland you have warranty that something urgently will not happen? I don't know. We are also like in between. We know the history. There is Germany, there is Russia. There are always tensions between the countries. You never know what's gonna happen even tomorrow. So yeah, like you can never be sure of tomorrow. Actually, we know it the best right now.
Interestingly.
Yes.
So, when you look at a European investor, where do they mostly invest to buy real estate? A European investor, generally, they must be buying real estate within the country. Like your first investment was a land in a village near your house.
Yes.
So, what is their mindset? I'm assuming that most of your investors are from Europe?
Yeah. Like 95% are Polish, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
And comfort zone. Like, it probably much better than me because you have bigger teams in Shoba. But to take someone out of comfort zone is one of the most difficult tasks in life. And most of the investors are in their comfort zone. They want to invest in the city where they live, maybe in the seaside because we have access to the Baltic Sea, so maybe somewhere there or by the lake, but near to your home. Spain, Georgia, Cyprus were popular areas for the Polish investors, but since I was one of these first Polish people in Dubai talking loudly about Dubai, how it looks, that it's affordable, accessible for everyone, it's not like only for the multimillionaires, it's for everyone. I think the mental change, that's how we managed to sell these hundreds of apartments, Sinia, downtown, Shoba Central, etc. Because people finally understood like what it changes if you buy in Spain or in UAE. You are still far away. And I think for the investor, it's important to have a comfort that someone is taking care of your property. So in our case, we will do the renovation, we will do the management, cleaning, everything. If you want to renovate after 5 years, we can do that. But you need to have this person who you can trust. Yeah. And in Dubai, in Polish market, and in Romania, we build this trust that we can take care of the of the investors. So basically, always on the presentations, on the road shows, I'm telling like, you guys just need to give us the money, the decision, because we are not touching the money, but you need to tell me, Hubert, I've got 3 million. Okay, I will tell you what to do with this 3 million and nothing else. You just need to sign the paper. So we are doing like complex solution for the investors. So yeah, this Spain was probably the most popular lately because it was near, but the ROI is probably like 2 times lower than Dubai
what
offers.
Dubai is
yeah.
offering. So internationally, Hubert, what I've understood is in the real estate market, London, New York, Singapore, they are the heavyweights. They've been doing a lot of news around international property buying. Okay, you stumbled upon Dubai a couple of years ago. Yours is a very fresh company, like 1.5 years,
Yeah,
2 continents.
exactly. Yeah, in real estate, yeah.
So, hypothetically, if you would have stumbled upon any of these international property markets like London or New York or Singapore, do you think so that your company will still be able to do the similar kinds of big numbers that you've done in Dubai?
If I started 13 years ago, let's say in London, yeah, I think so. I mean, building the trust, it takes years and we build it. One of the things, for example, that I didn't mention in the past is that we do a lot of charity. Me personally, with my friends and a lot of investors from outside, we built rehabilitation center for the disabled children in northern part of Kenya. We built schools. We adopted a lot of children. And we never took even one single dirham for us, even for the flights, for all this stuff we pay from our own pocket. This is one of the parts of building the trust through all these years. And I think if we did the same thing with New York, London, Singapore, whatever, we would still be there doing big numbers. But here it was easier because it's new market, let's say, even though it's 50 few years old, city, country. It's still new market, and I'm just lucky. I was one of these first people. As I said, I'm not alpha omega after colleges and reading thousands of books. I was just first one doing small steps. I'm never searching for the shortcuts or to do stupid things on social media to grab attention. I prefer to have 100 views. Even we did it outside camera. We spoke that okay, podcasts are not the most frequently visited content. But in my opinion, 100 views from the podcast is much more important than 10,000 views from some Insta story. Yeah?
Absolutely. You get a larger story through the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And people who want to listen to you for 1 hour, thank you guys, is totally important.
Coming back to this international story, I think that Dubai has a major role to play.
Yeah.
Like I used to sell real estate in different parts of the world before. Transaction used to happen. Volumes were not as high as I see in here. And plus the propensity to convert those early age buyers or maybe the newbies into becoming a customer for the first time, first ever meeting is pretty high in Dubai. And I think I will give it to the governance and the governments here. The way that they've stitched the entire story of Dubai, the overall international appeal of the country. And I think anybody is being accepted really well here.
Yeah.
Look at the number of nationalities who are operating out of cohesively here.
Yeah.
Whatever current scenario is not acceptable, of course, but I don't see any civil unrest. At the end of the day, life, of course, for any one of us is pretty smooth here. They've ensured, and it takes a lot of toll on a government because countries, they go bankrupt while fighting a war.
Yeah.
This country has looked after each and everybody.
Definitely.
Within the country, So
they are visionaries. Like I always like to look up to Steve Jobs, for example. And he was one of these visionaries, totally crazy about his idea. And I feel like the rulers of Dubai, of UAE, are the same way of people. They just trust their vision. They know how to build the trust around them. And that's why, for example, choose Dubai. Even though in the past it wasn't my number one choice of place to live, I still trusted their vision because To be honest, I don't like democracy, what is happening in Europe and around the world, because people are fighting with people non-stop in these governmental offices, etc. Everyone is fighting with each other just to get money for this party or this party. I don't like it. I mean, in life, it's all about building something together. And I think by the way they manage the country, the city, they invite us to help them build what they have in mind. And of course, it's not ideal. There are no perfect places in this world. They also do it for the first time in their life, so they also might do the mistakes. But when you are procrastinating and just sitting waiting for the results, nothing will happen. And in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, in all these Emirates, they take actions and they do 100 projects. Maybe 11 projects will not work, but 89 will work. And in Europe, in this time, they would do 3 projects and only one would work. Yeah? So I definitely agree with you. I like the way the country is being managed, even though not everything is beautiful and 10 points of 10 points, but it's still the best place in this world to live and build the business, and in my opinion also to have the families, etc.
So, Hubert, you're not somebody who's completely into numbers, you're not somebody who's completely into business. You bring a lot of empathy, your own personal touch, your own stories into your business. Right now, there is a different situation altogether. Okay, far away from the numbers, the transactions, the listings, etc. Where do you think Dubai real estate is headed next 3-4 years, maybe 5 years, according to you?
I would love to answer this question properly, so nobody will laugh about me in 5 years. But I think we will be reaching very high numbers. To be honest, I really trust the conflict which is right now will finish in 1 or 2 months maximum. And maybe the market will slow down because there will be not so many people buying in the first weeks, months. But we will keep rising because I traveled already in my life to 80 countries. I lived in, let's say, 30 of them for more than 3-4 weeks. So I consider myself as a person who can. I consider myself as a person who can compare places, and I never met a place such as Emirates, who just have a clear vision of what they want to do. I feel like none of the continents, none of the countries around the world have the clear vision of what they are doing. They are just doing something just to do, but there is no like clear vision of what is gonna happen in a few years. So I believe we will keep rising because as we can see by the numbers of people who are moving to Dubai, or even the summers. You do real estate in terms of selling, but I do in terms of also management. So I know how it is in the summer right now regarding the occupancy of the short-term rentals. 4 years ago, before COVID, summer was always just to survive somehow. Last 2-3 summers, we were making money already because there is a ton of people moving in the summer because it's cheaper. And they try their ways to find a job here. And hundreds of thousands people moving to a country is amazing. So I really believe we will be this number one when we are still on this earth, when we are 60-70 years old. I truly believe we will be number one, proving that we can overcome all these difficulties that we are facing, like COVID, etc.
So currently, just before the crisis, there was a huge amount of ask, and people are always looking for townhouses or villas for independent units. Do you see that changing after the current situation gets over?
I'll be honest with you, regarding our investors, we are focusing on investors up to like 20 millions. So until that time, we focus on 3 bedrooms maximum apartments. So I have no big comparison regarding this. But right now, like we started the first few days when we started selling, we did only like 1 million apartments, and then we kept rising. So right now we had requests regarding some villas, even from the secondary market, to do the renovation of them and sell as a brand new one. Right now, what I see is people are searching for discounts. Yes, of course, but it cannot happen that fast. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen in 2 weeks. Of course, maybe there is someone panic selling, but let's be honest.
And
It
I think
just
that is only the guy who's not planned their cash flows well.
yes,
You know,
yes,
only
yes.
that person will come out in the market to sell it
Exactly.
cheaper than the buying price.
Exactly, but this is like what 1% of whole market or even less. So of course it might happen, but right now everyone is just waiting for the news. What's gonna happen? But like I'm investor myself. I have 7 apartments in Shoba, for example, five senior, one downtown, one Shoba Central, and people kept pushing me to buy. And they were offering me like 100,000 less than I bought. And no, of course. Right now we are struggling. We need to save money because situation is as it is. But I'm not selling. I'm not going anywhere because I just believe in it. I didn't spend 13 years of my life to build something, to build the trust, to trust the vision of this city, country, just to live in 2 weeks and give up like this. You know, it's not the way that I live. I'm telling my guys in the company, I will be the last leaving this city. Whatever is happening here, I will be on the last ship. So I hope it will never happen. Yeah.
Right now, if we see the market, we see that there is a little bit of demand versus supply gap. Obviously, from outside, people look at too many launches happening. There is a lot of supply in the market. But when we look at the numbers actually, and we compare it with number of people moving into the city, we obviously derive at a number like 35,000 units to be delivered, which is far lesser than the number of people who are planning to move into Dubai.
Exactly.
So, given the current scenario once again, do you see that shift happening?
I mean, right now it's difficult for me because I have no statistics how many people are coming right now daily, etc. But I think we will just continue what we've been doing last years. You know, right now we are just stuck for last 2 weeks. It's very difficult for me to rate the situation about what is happening. But in my opinion, we are just in stagnation. I don't know if it's the correct word. We are just waiting for the situation to solve, and we will just continue what we were doing until that time. Like we are the sports team. The sports team have the football pitch closed. They cannot train, but it doesn't mean they are going homes and eating chocolate and burgers and giving up. We are not doing that. We are just waiting. We are doing what we can, training at home, and when the market is widely open, working on a full scale again, we will be ready to pump it even higher. So I see it in this way. So right now, in my opinion, we are just waiting for them
100%. I'll agree with you sort of, because which is why this is also a little bit of time for the developers also to go back to their original deliverables, and that is construction. So at Shubha, we have ensured that our construction is faster than ever before.
Exactly.
So we'll go back to those kinds of things firstly,
Yeah.
in order to ensure that when the world is correct, when the situation is out of the park, so at least we will not be losing any time in our core deliverables.
Exactly. That's what I told Miko. We were recording today the yacht in harbor, and you were constructing Shoba Sea Heaven there.
Yeah.
And I was like, Miko, they are like working like crazy, faster than 3 weeks ago, because there are topics to focus more right now. Yeah, there is less time to spend on like, the clients, for example. So you have 1 hour more a day to focus on the construction. So yeah, definitely, I see it. And I'm very positive. Of course, it's not a comfortable period that we are going through right now, but nobody said it will be beautiful all your life. Yeah, there are ups and downs, and once you trust yourself, once you trust the vision that you have, nobody's gonna break you. Yeah, it's just about time right now.
So Hubert, when a client calls you up or when an investor calls you up,
Yeah.
and asks you all of a sudden, is it a right time to buy or invest in Dubai? How do you guide them through that decision, or what do you say to them?
Right now, regarding, for example, the off plan, I would say it depends what you want, because I know right now when everyone would like to sell because the market slowed down, nobody's doing the numbers as they did 3 weeks ago. We might have some flexible options for you. So if you want to invest and you are decided, let's see the maximum we can get from the developer. Don't count on the discount because it's not about it, but maybe something about the payment plan, etc. I consider it this way. About secondary market, let's observe the panic selling guys, because for sure in one building every week there will be someone panic selling because they think it's gonna last for 10 years like this. So to observe, even last week we sold apartment, I think 180,000 below the market price in Princess Tower, like our base where we manage a lot of properties. And my friend bought it. He already bought 3 apartments from us, one Shoba downtown, or even 2, I don't remember. And now Princess Tower, and he's like super happy. Yeah, but you need to be very decided right now. We are always telling like Dubai market is very rapid. It's happening, everything is changing every 1 minute. So right now, especially when you are decided on something under market price, yeah, like message me when you've got the money in the account and you are decided, so we can do it in 10 minutes to close the deal. And so yeah, that would be my answer. That's how I answer to people. I think it's honest, because I would do the same. If I had money to invest right now, I would do like this.
Do you think so prices have really corrected right now in last 10, 15 days?
I think almost the same thing. It's difficult to observe any change after 2 weeks. It's short period of time, and right now for example, we are renting a lot of apartments for our employees in Dubai Marina, and right now landlords agreed to extend instead of 2 checks to 6 checks, for example, right now.
Okay.
We are all humans, we understand each other. I think nobody's gonna push you right now too hard because we know all the situation. But yeah, I don't see any price changes too much. I don't know, maybe some other developers like of lower quality, etc., they might push to sell. But at the same time, there are numbers of companies that I would never suggest to my investors, because I'm always telling them I will live in this Dubai for the next 50 years. I don't want you to run after me on the streets in 5 years. So maybe even if there will be some correction of the prices at some companies, the smaller companies which might need to do it to survive, I will still not suggest buying it, because if they will lower the price of the unit, it means they will lower the budget for the construction, and you don't want rain inside your apartment. So yeah, that's my point of view.
Fabulous, Hubert. This brings us to the last section of our podcast,
Right.
and which is rapid fire. So I'd like to ask you a few questions. The
Okay.
answers to these questions could be a one word, yes or a no. And in case you would like to elaborate on these questions,
Okay.
please feel free to do so.
Yeah, let's try.
So let's have some fun here.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Shark or dolphin? Which one are you in business?
Shark. And I know you might know why. There were some complaints about me in the past.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm staying strong. I trust myself. Shark.
And you back your clients always. I know this very well.
Exactly.
Numbers or people? What matters more in business?
Oh, people, of course. Numbers. I mean, it's nice to observe the percentage rise. Money is not important at all. We need to trust and respect each other, and then we can do whatever we want in this life.
Beach or desert? What is more of your vibe?
No. Beach.
You're a beach person. Nice. First word that comes to your mind when I say Dubai 2030.
Huge rise.
Huge rise. Okay. Off plan or ready?
Depends what's in your pocket.
You have to say just one.
I'm sorry.
What do you prefer?
Off plan.
Off plan.
Just because of the rise of potential rise of the worth of the apartment. Yeah.
Villa or apartment?
Apartment. Yeah.
Fame or peace?
Oh, peace. Yeah, like I don't get people who want to be famous. I mean, I would do a lot right now to be unknown.
I see a lot of strength in you, Hubert. What one single most important strength of yours that you would like to tell us as a viewer?
Calmness. I stay calm. Yeah, like I try to show it to the people, to the investors in every situation of our life. There is always a solution. There is always a solution.
Last one.
Okay.
One word for Dubai real estate market right now.
Stay calm. We are not in rush.
Thank you so much, Hubert. It was pleasure having you on the
Thank
show.
you.
I hope
Appreciate.
you enjoy it also.
Thank you. Of course, amazing. It was my first podcast in English. I
Yeah?
appreciate.
But you
Thank
were
you so much.
pretty fluent, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
It never
it.
looked like that. He's not comfortable with English.
Trying my best.
Thank you so much, Hubert. It was really a pleasure having you on the show. And this is exactly why we have started this show. Behind every deal, every office, and every tower rising in this city, there is a human being with a story, a struggle, and a reason they chose to show up. Hubert, thank you for being the first voice on Humans of Real Estate. You have truly set the bar very high, my friend. Thank you for that once again. To everyone watching and listening, we are living through times that test people, markets are shifting, and sometimes it feels like the pressure never stops. But if today's conversation showed us anything, it is this. The people who build something real do not quit. They adapt and they keep going. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe, follow, and join us because this is just the beginning. Until next time, I am Mohit Gupta, and this is Humans of Real Estate. See you in the next episode. Thank you.